Well, today is Monday, September 22nd, 2023. And it's been a while since I've done this. I just either haven't had time or haven't felt like doing it. And, that's okay. Do what I can when the urge strikes me. So, once again, I'll be reading from the United Church of Christ Daily Devotional and responding to the thoughts it raises in my own mind as I read it, using a Christian text, not specifically as a Christian, but understanding that text and how it relates to our everyday life, and really reflecting on, I guess, faith traditions in general and what they should be doing in our lives, which I think this devotion today really reflects on that. So the devotion for today is entitled Escape the Mirror Verse, written by Kaji Dosha. Kaji bases the devotion upon James chapter 1, verses 22 through 24, New Revised Standard Version. But be doers of the word, and not merely hearers who deceive themselves. For if any are hearers of the word, and not doers, they are like those who look at themselves in a mirror. For they look at themselves, and on going away immediately forget what they were like. And then Kaji writes, one fateful day I had my first and only instance of claustrophobia. I found myself trapped in a stifling corridor inside Disneyland's Sleeping Beauty castle, certainly not expecting a time of spiritual insight. The narrow halls, the lack of air, the crowded silence, all built up to one final scene, a mirror on the wall inviting me to imagine myself in the story. But all I could think about was, I need to get out of here. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't stay. I had to move. That was maybe my biggest moment, not of reflection, but of decision. It's easy to spend time in front of the mirror. In the era of front-facing cameras and filters, we've made entire industries out of staring at ourselves. But James warns, stay too long in that reflection and you may walk away having forgotten who you really are. The mirror may not lie, but it doesn't tell the whole truth either. It can neither show you your purpose nor confirm your belovedness. It might reflect your face, but not your faith. In that claustrophobic Disney castle hallway, it wasn't the mirror's magic that moved me. It was the decision to step past it, to leave the fantasy land behind and get my breath back. James invites us to do the same. Look once, if you must, but don't stay there. Because faith isn't found in the image, it's found in the doing. And Kaji's prayer. God, help me to know what the mirror can't show. When I forget who I am, remind me whose I am. Well, there's a couple things that came to mind as I was reading this. Is a discussion I had with a group of friends this last week about religion and what is faith for, and what seems to be the focus of Christianity that is wedded to empire is focusing on the next life. And I think it was my feeling, my opinion anyway, is that that tradition of Christianity was developed in support of empire to get people to stop thinking about their everyday life and their everyday troubles and focus on the next life, knowing that no matter how hard things are, because of empire, they don't say that, but because of empire, you just look forward to the next life and you'll be okay. And really, every religious tradition, the focus is on how we get along with one another, how we live in community with one another, how we build community and get along together. And community involves not only other people, but all of creation itself. And when it's focused only on the next life, it seems to me to be focused on something that is just reflection on ourselves. It's a personal salvation. It's a personal get out of jail free card in the next life. But sometimes I feel like I personally feel there is no next life. The life we have is the life we live right now. And it's up to us to live in the best way we can, in a way that builds community and helps us to find our place in that community, and building up, if you will, God's love in the world. If God really exists, I believe God exists in relationship, It's when we're in good relationship with one another and good relationship with creation that we find what may be termed God's presence in our lives. And that's really what it's about. And really, if you look hard at every faith tradition, Judaism, Christianity, Buddhism, Islam, um, other faith traditions as well, it's not just focused on the self, although adherents to each of those faith traditions have warped it into that. It is really about finding our place in community and finding a place where we belong and building it up so that everyone has that same sense of belonging and a sense of community. Um, a faith that is focused on ourselves is a faith looking in a mirror, and it's not doing the faith. It's hearing it, but it's not doing it. And I think doing it is the most important thing in our lives. Anyway, those are my thoughts for the day. I hope it gives you something to think about, and hope you find something in your own life to reflect on and see how we can build this beloved community together.